Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Steelers Insider reveals what team doesn't want in free agent QB. The Pittsburgh Steelers appear to be in NFL quarterback purgatory. A year after complete turnover behind center, the Steelers could have three different signal callers again in 2025. Unless the Steelers re-sign Russell Wilson, the team will also enter 2025 with a different projected starting quarterback for the fifth consecutive year. One would think the team has strong interest in avoiding that situation next year. But that's actually not what the team prefers, according to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's Jerry Dulac. During a radio appearance on 102.5 WDVE on March 17, Dulac reported of the quarterbacks left on the market, the Steelers are only interested in signing one to a one-year contract. Their plan long range, whether it's this year or next year, is they're gonna go find what they hope is their franchise quarterback, Dulac said. I will tell you that whoever comes in, whether it's Aaron Rodgers, or if they do make a deal somewhere, they're not gonna give up a whole lot. But whoever it is, it's only gonna be on a one-year deal. They're not interested in signing any quarterback to a long-term deal. According to multiple insiders, the Steelers have made an offer to Aaron Rodgers. Pundits have speculated the price and length of the deal. But it is not clear what either might be. Dulac reported the Steelers made their offer to Rodgers on March 12. The team is still waiting for an answer. Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio estimated on March 10 that Rodgers might be looking for a 2-year, $90 million contract. Based on that projection, one might gather that the holdup in the Steelers-Rodgers contract negotiations could be money or the contract length. Dulac very clearly laid out the Steelers don't want another quarterback signed through 2026. But The Athletic's Michael Silver, Diana Rossini, and Alec Lewis wrote on March 15 that Florio was significantly off with his guess. Rodgers, in the wake of his release by the New York Jets, is seeking an annual salary in the same general range as Sam Darnold's. Darnold will possess an average annual salary of $33.5 million over the next 3 years. Rodgers with that average annual salary figures to be a good deal for the Steelers. But according to Dulac, the team doesn't want to commit to the veteran quarterback beyond this fall. That makes sense for multiple reasons. First, Rodgers will turn 42 by the end of the 2025 campaign. Secondly, in a perfect world, the Steelers find their next franchise quarterback by next spring. The Steelers shopping the veteran quarterback market is a clear indication that they expect to compete in 2025. But Dulac's report that the team wants to keep its quarterback options open for 2026 showcases that the organization recognizes it's fully in a transition phase. As head coach Mike Tomlin likes to say, the standard is the standard. In Pittsburgh, the standard is playoff wins and championships. Neither of those things have happened for the Steelers in a significant amount of time. Steelers Nation can be frustrated over the fact. But the Steelers have managed to be relevant and even very competitive at times despite being in a transition phase. With Rodgers or another veteran quarterback in 2025, the Steelers hope to compete for the AFC North title. But in actuality, the Steelers sound like they are searching for a bridge signal caller. A quarterback who can start until the franchise finds its future solution. A 4-time MVP isn't typically referred to as a bridge. Because of that career success, Rodgers likely won't receive that label. But in Pittsburgh, that's what he will be. And according to Dulac, the Steelers think it's possible they only need a quarterback bridge for one more year. Steelers re-sign ex-All-Big Ten defensive tackle. The Pittsburgh Steelers continue to retool the roster and look for a quarterback this offseason. While they're waiting for a response from Aaron Rodgers about their vacant starting quarterback position, General Manager Omar Khan is shoring up the defense. Per ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the team has re-signed defensive tackle Isaiah Loudermilk to a 1-year deal to remain with the Steelers. Free agent defensive lineman Isaiah Loudermilk is returning to the #Steelers on a 1-year deal, per source. Loudermilk, drafted by the team in 2020, had 17 tackles as a rotational piece last year. The Steelers spent a fifth-round pick on Loudermilk in the 2021 NFL Draft after he played 5 seasons at Wisconsin. Loudermilk was collegiate teammates with Nick Herbig and Keanu Benton. Last season, Loudermilk tallied 17 total tackles with 10 solo and 1 pass defended while also contributing on special teams. The Steelers are keeping depth along the defensive line with Loudermilk staying in town as he'll play behind Cameron Hayward. The Pittsburgh Steelers are patiently, and I do mean patiently, waiting for Aaron Rodgers' response to their contract offer. The Steelers aren't the only team in need of a quarterback. The Vikings, Browns, Giants, and others are interviewing veteran free agents, and some are considering the NFL Draft next month. Another potential Steelers target could be falling off the board soon. On Monday, Tom Pelissero of NFL Media reported that Winston will meet with the New York Giants. Winston was signed by the Browns as a free agent last offseason and action in 12 games with 7 starts. He completed 61.1% of his passes for 2,121 yards with 13 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. He also fumbled a whopping 5 times. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected him as the number 1 overall pick in 2015, and he also spent time in New Orleans. In 105 career games, Winston has completed 61.2% of his throws for 24,225 yards with 154 touchdowns and 111 interceptions. The Giants are also reportedly looking at Russell Wilson and Joe Flacco. New York has the number 3 overall pick in next month's NFL Draft and could possibly select a new quarterback then. Steelers predicted to select 14,000-yard QB to replace Russell Wilson. It was a good 2024 season for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who went 10-7, finishing second in the AFC North and even making a playoff appearance, eventually losing to the Baltimore Ravens in the wild-card round. However, the team's main starter, Russell Wilson, who produced solid numbers, starting 11 games and completing 214 of 336 passes for 2,482 yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a 95.6 passer rating, is a free agent. His chances of a return become more unlikely considering he has visited other teams, including the New York Giants and Cleveland Browns. That's why in an NFL mock draft from 247 Sports, Brad Crawford predicts the Steelers will find their Wilson replacement in Colorado's Shedeur Sanders with the number 21 pick. In his 4 years as a college starter, Sanders has proven the ability to put up big numbers, throwing for a total of 14,327 yards, 134 touchdowns, and 27 interceptions. This would also be a bit of a steal for the Steelers, as Sanders is widely considered to be one of the 2 best quarterback options available in the draft, alongside Miami's Cam Ward. He is also coming off one of his best seasons in 2024, completing 353 of 477 passes for 4,134 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions and a 168.2 passing efficiency rating. With Wilson looking for a new home and the only other 2 quarterbacks on the Steelers roster being Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson, there's a strong chance Sanders would be the team's Week 1 starter in this scenario. And you fan? What do you think about Shedeur Sanders' situation? Write to us in the comments.